Imagine all your audio entertainment available in just one place. That's what the Audible app is all about. With Audible, you can always find the best of what you love or discover something new. Audible has an incredible selection of wellness titles and originals, like The Light Podcast by Michelle Obama, Work It Out by Mel Robbins, and Confidence Gap by Russ Harris. Membership includes access to Audible originals, podcasts, and tons of audiobooks that you can download or stream as much as you want. And as an Audible member, you can choose one title per month from an ever-growing catalog of titles to keep. The Audible app makes it easy to listen anytime, anywhere, whether you're traveling, working out, doing chores, wherever your day takes you. New members can try Audible now free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/motivation or text motivation to 500-500. That's audible.com/motivation or text motivation to 500-500 to try Audible free for 30 days.
Hey, what's up? It's Ryan Shazier, former NFL linebacker and host of the podcast Don't Call It Comeback. Football season is finally upon us. That means lots and lots of yelling, great conversations, and abundance of delicious food. There's nothing like a good game day food tradition. I love grilling. And on Sundays, me and my family love eating Oscar Mayer beef franks. It honestly can't get more classic than that. But you know, game day can't stop with just one food. I love making cheeseburgers topped with some extra melty Kraft singles. And you have to get a little fancy with it by adding jalapenos and crispy onions. I'm getting hungry even thinking about it. I love sharing game day food traditions with my friends and family. Now is your turn to show off your tasty game day food traditions. Go to www.gamedayfoodtraditions.com to share a photo of your game day food traditions to enter to win $10,000. Once again, that's www.gamedayfoodtraditions.com to enter to win $10,000.
This is Full Change with Tom Laidlaw.
We're just about to hit the summer, Tom. You got any good summer plans?
You know, I'm very lucky here. I live in Greenwich, Connecticut. Complex here, condominium complex. We have a pool. And then we have a beautiful beach, Todd's Point in Greenwich. This is kind of an exclusive beach. It's only Greenwich residents are supposed to enter it. They really keep it clean. It's like, I feel like, okay, I'm not going to drive like 4 hours and fly someplace when I've got all this stuff.
So exclusive, you mean like bougie, right? When you were a player, did you take a lot of like cool vacations? I know that's a thing now where guys are putting on Instagram where they're going.
Remember, my first year in the league, I made $60,000, right? So it was, you know, and again, that's just during the season. You get what, 18 paychecks during the season or 15 paychecks? Can't remember where it was.
Wait, so you had to stretch that for almost like a teacher?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize it's still the same way now. You get paid from the start of the season till the end of the season. You don't get paid during the playoffs. There's a bonus, but you know, it's not that much.
Does it every player? So is it like MLB? They get shares if they win the World Series, and it's significant. But with hockey, it's probably
a fixed amount. I'm pretty sure it's a fixed amount what it is. But it obviously is much more now. But again, you know, that's the thing. After $60,000, you know, you had to really, you know, I'm single, but again, obviously not too smart either. Remember, we rented Dave Maloney's
uncashed paychecks all over the house.
You put these in the bank.
What are you doing? Well, yeah, you bought your cowboy hat, you bought your boots, you were set.
I could, yeah, that's the thing. I didn't really know how to spend money, to be honest with you. I was happy. I could buy my beer, buy my food.
Well, you guys also got per diems, right? So that basically cover your food.
It was like $50 a day or something too.
Yeah, but in 1982, that's 3 meals.
1980, I started.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to make you a little younger, you know, skew our audience down, but fair enough. So you would try to stretch that, but then you started to make a little bit of money, I guess, when you went to LA, right?
Yeah, but again, the most I ever made was like $310,000. And we did a show with Bruce McNall, the owner at the time. We talked about this, where Rogie Vachon was a great guy. He was the general manager, really just a quiet, meek man. And he was doing his job properly. So we would go into Rogie and say, listen, Rogie, I want to make $300,000. And knowing full well, we knew in the back of our head that if he could give it to us, we just called up Bruce. Right. Stop me, what do you want? I asked 3 years at $300,000. Okay, I'll get that done.
Why did you ask for 5?
I look back at it and I don't know why I did.
It's so easy, right? You know, especially with Bruce, where he was at the time. He would have at least started with everybody.
Well, that's a good show having him on too.
Absolutely. But no great vacations, no extravagant.
No, I'm trying to think.
Well, you did say you did an RV once, but we're all over the place.
No, after I retired, I got divorced. My boys are 30 and 32 now. They were like 4 and 6 years old when I got divorced. I wanted to make sure I spent a lot of good time with them. So we rented a motorhome. Went up to Niagara Falls, saw my family up in Canada, and we had a ball doing it. So we bought one, had the satellite dish and the whole bit, and the slide outs. It was pretty cool. We went to Disney World a couple of times.
Wait, this is you and a 4 to 6 year old?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I can't believe you got through that.
Oh, it definitely was one of those things that I had to go for another vacation after that.
Sure.
Vacation.
Because you have such a short attention span as is. Was that always the case?
I think because I knew, and it was actually, I loved it. It was because I knew it was me in charge of those two, their safety and everything. So we went to Disney World. You take the kids there, you're constantly on guard, making sure they're safe.
You had to step up your game.
Yeah. So it was, but it was, I do remember when it was done. I loved it. It was fantastic. But when it was done, I'd step back and go,
yeah,
week straight.
Yeah, you're on high alert.
Yeah.
But it was cool temperature.
My boy's still talking about it now. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. So you did the Army. So that was a big vacation. But then again, I guess you guys travel so much.
Yeah, that's true. And even now, like you say, you want to go and travel someplace. I've been to a lot of places, first of all, and again through hockey, Germany and Finland and Sweden, and, Survivor. If you know or not, I was on Survivor.
I heard you did a guest spot, right? 4 episode guest spot.
No, it was a five episode guest spot, and I said to myself, because of the giver that I am, I felt like, okay, I don't want to take away the spotlight glory from all these other people.
So whose calls it to wear underwear on the show? Was that your call? Show up in your underwear?
My sons. So we got together for the first show, the first episode. My sons were there, and all they could say to me was, "Dad, you need to put some socks in your package there. It's just not big enough."
Or at least put on pants. Why don't you put on shorts?
They don't. They tell you what to wear.
They made you wear ladies' underwear?
Before, that wasn't late. That was manly.
It looked like ladies' underwear.
So it was, before you go, they get on the phone with you and they say, okay, here's where we want them to look. They wanted me to have them look up at, was it a sports agent? I thought, or some of the sports. So they wanted me to get a cardigan. And they actually just...
Cardigan?
Yeah. And they said, we want you to get a cardigan. I'm going, what the heck's a cardigan?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what a cardigan was.
Wait, so they picked your outfit out for you?
Yeah, they pick it. So I think they make it so that you can send some clothes to them that they think...
And they approve.
They approve of.
I gotcha.
Then they send it back. Obviously, the stuff I sent to them, they sent all of it back.
So you said your spandex underwear, and they're like, yeah, that's great.
No, that they picked out the Spanish underwear. The one funny thing, when you go to the finale in LA, there's the show there, and you bring your big clothes. They tell you, like, here's your options. And so I can't remember what I brought. I brought 3 or 4 different outfits. The woman that's going through it all, she was actually very funny. She goes, well, this isn't bad. You're not wearing it. And I was like, the way she said it was like,
what, and how you went out, you were what, the 4th person out? 5th person?
5th person. Yep.
So who was the winner?
The school teacher from Tommy from Long Island.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So I never really got to know him. So when you first go,
well, you were only there for a little while.
When you first go there to Fiji, they have this compound called the Ponderosa. And you're there for 5 days before you go to the show, but you can't talk to anybody the whole time because they want all interaction on camera.
So how do they keep, was it 25 people?
They stay in individual tents. They've got people guarding you the whole time. People would sneak off and they would, whisper a little bit. Stuff.
Like, oh, what's up, Joe? How are you?
Yeah, the one girl that's really funny I could be buddies with was Elaine. She's from Kentucky. And so we were sitting out by the water, facing the water, so people couldn't see us, and we were having a conversation.
Also, like if you're talking like you're in prison.
Yes. Yeah. And I said, I grew up on a farm. So I grew up on a farm too. We're going to hit it off pretty good. So we hit it off. And we actually did some podcasts together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she was hilarious. She's called me Pops and Dad. She would say things. And she'd actually, they didn't show it all on the show, but we had a blast together. Her and I picking on each other. And I'd go to sleep at night and she'd say, everybody, listen, now everybody take turns waking Tom up in the middle of the night and see if you're still breathing or not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was good.
See, I worked at MTV for years, and part of their approach was to ply these young people with alcohol. Did they get you guys drunk on Survivor?
No, not on the show. No, there was no alcohol. Not before the show. And then after, yeah. Then after the show is over, you get voted off, and you're at Ponderosa. I was at Ponderosa. You have to wait till all the people that get voted off before the merge get there, and then they merge. Now they instead of having teams, it becomes an individual game.
Okay, gotcha.
And then all those people that get voted off after that, now they go on a jury.
So you went out so early. How long are you waiting in this Ponderosa?
So
a month?
I was the 5th after 6 players. That's when they cut it off at the merge. So I was only at Ponderosa for like 3 days, and then we went to Australia.
So you came in with like 20th place, you'd say?
There was 20 players. I got voted for
15th place. That's not bad.
What was funny was we got to Ponderosa. They give you a water cooler. So I got to know they had the bar there at this place. So I would fill up the cooler with what they got, like vodka, pineapple, something like that. So I walked around. Because now you've gone through this whole thing. I lost 27 pounds. You're just like, you're mad because you didn't win. And you really want to go home. And I still had another 3 weeks to go to Australia before I...
Wait. So go back. So you had to wait in Fiji for 3 weeks?
No. We waited in Fiji for 3 days. Then they flew us to Australia because they don't want you going home. And then everybody knows when you got voted.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And they don't give you your computers or your phones or anything because now or credit cards. You can't even use your credit card. It's all cash because if you use your credit card.
So wait, what a school teacher? A school teacher doesn't have that kind of cash on hand.
Well, they tell you that you should bring cash, and I was lucky. I brought like $500 in cash, and then they give you more cash, but they only give you enough. Like put you in a nice hotel, but it's one of those the ones with the kitchen in it.
Oh, like a little ensuite.
So they give you so much, like $50 a day to go to the grocery store, buy your food.
That's it.
Yeah, they really want to lock you down so you're not out.
So that's part of the deal. You're basically sequestered, like you're on a jury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were good. Like Surfers Paradise is a cool place to go to in Australia. So they took those kind of trips. But again, they're good people. But again, a lot of them are younger people.
Sure.
And their whole life they dreamed of being a survivor. I loved it. It was fantastic. It had not been my dream. My dream was playing the NHL. And so they always wanted to talk about Survivor.
Really?
Yeah. So we're on the bus one time. I think we were going to Surfers Paradise. And there's two people, really nice. Jason, who's a lawyer in New York City, this Molly, can't remember where she's from. They were really brilliant players, but they got voted off. Molly, before I got voted off, she was like second overall, but she knew that she studied the game and everything. So they're on the bus the whole time, and they now start talking about debating why they got voted off.
Right.
And I said to the bus driver, I said, Busty, you've got a gun. He goes, well, what am I gun for? I said, I'm going to shoot myself. I said,
wait, did you call him Bussy? That's so condescending.
No, that's a Canadian thing. That's
not condescending.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Like Bussy.
Yeah.
Bus
driver, like Canadian hockey players, where we take. You see, so their name,
Yeah, but he has a name though. You can, hey Dave.
I don't know his name.
What's your name, guy?
No, Bussy.
You can't ask him his name.
No, you call him Bussy.
Wow, what an elitist prick! Holy cow,
That's wrong with you. That's not elitist. No,
Bussy.
Yeah. That's what we always call bus driver.
What do you call the waiter? Waiter?
No,
Waity?
I just don't have to carry on through your life. We have
That's
one
the name.
thing. We have one thing. One name.
Come on, that's so disrespectful. That's the guy's name.
No, not for bus drivers. They loved it. That's in Canada. That's a term of endearment. You're the team bus driver. You're bussing.
Canadian. If we have any Canadian listeners, please fact check this for us because I think he's making this up. I think he's just being elitist.
Totally.
What do you call the pilot? Piloty?
See,
Flyy? All right, Bussy.
maybe have one thing that we use.
All right, we'll have to have our listeners check in on that.
Prody. You're Prody.
Research. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Well, listen. Thanks, Bussies, for listening.
That's right.
Like and follow. Share the page.
Look out for the dog.
Well, I don't know what that means, but like and follow. Share the page and write us. Email us at fullchangepodcast@gmail.com and leave comments everywhere you see us on socials.
All right, Bussy.
Bussy. Today we have a good one, Tom, as always. But we have a tough forward who won 2 more cups than you did. Also was a reality show star for a little bit of the Devils and Dallas Stars Grand Marshal.
That's right. I forgot you were a reality star. That's right, too. You're on Battle of the Blades. Is that what it's called?
Hey, what? I got a funny story with that.
Okay, let's go.
So when we were doing the show, my wife, now Sinead and I, we were doing the show, and we partway through the season, it was in Canada, in Toronto. So the whole cast, we go to the Canada's Wonderland. We're in line for the rides. I'm not a roller coaster guy, but I'm supposed to be a tough guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Hockey and all this stuff and win cups and stuff. So we're in line, and all of a sudden, it's pretty busy in line. All of a sudden, these fans look back and go, "Oh my God, Grand Marshal, Sinead Kerr, like Battle of the Blades, the figure skating show." I'm like, freaking kidding me? I'm from here.
Right.
I've won 2 cups, and I've known more as a figure skater than a freaking hockey player.
Well, that's the
Look at me like, what we do, babe. It's what we do.
That's funny. The same thing with me with Survivor. Nobody cares that I was in the National Hockey League. Everybody cares I was Survivor.
Here we go.
Tom's jealous because he can't get on any shows like that, right?
No, I want to shit on the sand for 3 weeks.
Imagine that. Again, we're in a diner like, after the day we did the live show, having breakfast. Fans walk by and like, "We voted for you. You're our favorite team. We're voting for him." Like, play hockey.
That's fine. Yeah, no, not anymore. You're done now.
No, useless.
Yeah, definitely. Where are you from? Where's home for you?
Mississauga.
Mississauga. So I'm from Brampton, right up Highway 10 there. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good lad. Where you
Not
from?
far.
Tom's from New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
We all have faults.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I met him at the Fritz Needle Ice Rink. Have you ever been to that rink?
Where's that?
Oh,
Legendary barn.
what's the town again?
Westwood, New Jersey.
Oh, it is.
Legendary barn.
It is.
West Virginia. Is that in Bergen area? Like
Yeah, it's in Bergen County.
Bergen County, right?
You've got to go see this rink. There's no boards to it. It's just a big wall. There's no benches or anything like that.
Is it kind of like? Was it remember the movie Youngblood where they had the cages for glass?
I know there's no cage. There's no glass or anything. It's just wall.
Cement.
It is. So the benches, you go out into the lobby. That's where the benches are, like the players.
So it's old school.
Yes, it is made for a figure skater. So Fritz Dietl was a figure skater, and they made it just for that. But now the kid, that's good for the kid. Little kids, it's fun.
Zamboni is an actual working Zamboni from 1950.
That's classic. That's New Jersey. All right, so you grew up in Mississauga. You just started playing hockey at like 6 years old or something, like most kids?
I started skating. I was about 4 years old, and then started playing, paperweight hockey competitively when I was 5. It was one of those things where for Christmas time, I'm a dad. They got me some equipment, and they said, "Listen, try this out." And my dad was a hockey player. He grew up in Kirkland Lake, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So he just said, "Just try this out and see if you like it." And I came back and said, "You can get me hockey stuff every Christmas because I want to play hockey. I love it."
Oh, cool.
And that's how it was. It was really cool. Yeah.
Were you pretty good right away?
I guess I was okay. I'm liking a lot of things I do. Like I like to play a lot of golf. I'm very visual. Even when I was picking up the figure skating show with my wife, it was almost one of those things where don't tell me to do it. Show me what to do.
Oh.
And I see it and I can kind of pick it up.
Right.
And it was just one of those things where I watch a coach or someone would work on the skating and doing the shooting and, figured out the body positioning on, take the shot, and do all that stuff. And I kind of picked it up. And I think I had the competitive nature right away. I think that's part of my dad's nature. My dad was...
Yeah, that's what I remember you. I mean, listen, you're a great hockey player, but your competitive nature, your toughness, mental and physical toughness is what I remember about you and your play. So, yeah, you had that. Hey, real quick, I know we're going to bounce around here a little bit. With Battle of the Blades, you met your wife there. How did that come about? How'd you get on the show?
Danico. Oh, so because Ken Danico did the first ever show. We were the fourth one. But I guess the producer and stuff were asking Ken if he knew anybody that would be maybe a good candidate and would want to do it.
Right.
And so he called me and said, "Listen, the show I did, a few years back, and they're asking for people. I thought you'd be a great candidate." I said, "I'm in. Tell them to call me, email me," and and I did it. It was one of the best things I ever did. I obviously got to meet my wife and marry her and that, but there's just the whole what they do. I mean, they put a lot of their life in our hands and trust us, which is quite impressive.
Right.
But the amount of work that they put, you think we work? Wow. They put in. I remember talking to her, and she was like, "Yeah, so for our training is, we work about 3 hours on the ice, go for lunch, come back 3 hours on the ice, go to ballet class, do a workout, and then repeat every day."
Wow.
And they don't get paid to do it. They're not guaranteed to win a medal. So you never won a medal. I mean, it's. I'm like, so what we do is we go to the rink, have coffee, have a bagel. We'll practice for an hour, maybe have an optional. The odd, once a week, twice a week, we're in the gym, and that's it.
Right.
So,
go for a few beers together. Yeah. So you didn't know your wife until you met her at the show.
No, yeah, I met her. So I met her. So we had to do. It was like in July. The show started started September 1st, 2013. So in July we had to all. She was training here in Jersey with her brother when she was retired from her second Olympics. So she lived in Jersey with her brother, and we just flew together. Happened to be on the same plane, fly to Toronto just to meet kind of the cast,
right?
Try on our figure skates,
right?
And I talked to her on the plane, and then I'm there and back, and then we trained together. And then when we did the show, we separated. Then we did the show. That's what we've been together ever since.
Well, let's talk a little romance here. Like, is it love at first sight or what?
Oh, here we go.
Come on, let's go.
Well.
Nobody's listening. Nobody's just us.
Lululemons are the greatest invention ever. And we just hit it off. My girl, she's from Scotland, she's a Scottish girl, and she's tough as nails and a lot of fun. And I can be more the stressful one and the hypery, and she's just like, we'll figure it out tomorrow. It's okay. We're cool. So she keeps me kind of grounded and keeps me kind of relaxed, which is hard to do.
She got any sisters?
She's got 2 brothers.
That doesn't help.
All right. I'm open right now.
And one's married.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go down that road.
To a doctor in Miami. So
and we should just tell the American listeners that Battle of the Blades is basically Dancing with the Stars.
It is.
Nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a huge show in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah. It's and you know what? What's even cool about you can't find it in the States because it was all the music rights and all that stuff in Canada. But you YouTube it and it shows one scene. She lifts me in the air.
Oh, is that right? I haven't watched that.
It's really, really cool. You should get that. It's really, really cool. She lifts me in the air. We opened the show, and she was known because she's one of the stronger figure skaters. She's always lifted her brother, and I'm bigger than her brother. And she lifted me in the air.
Now, what were you thinking the first time that happened? Like, I'm gonna fall right in my ass.
No, it's so funny because we doing the practice during the on the off days and practices, and they said, "This is what we're gonna do. Let's try this." I'm like, "Fucking way, I'm lifting.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing this." I kept trying. So they said, "She goes, trust me. So we gotta do it. You just gotta kick your leg back and you do it." And then we kept doing it. It was great. Then we do dress rehearsal, and I grabbed her knee in the wrong spot and it buckled us, and I had a face plant. But I remember when we did the show live and it was perfect. And then I remember watching it again. I screenshot it, and then you zoom into the screenshot. You see me, my face is right where her right butt cheek is, smiling the whole time. I said that just summed up what my life was all about.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good. That's good stuff.
Grant, did you last more than 3 episodes on your show?
We lost in the semifinals. Actually, yeah, we were good. We did it was hard because we were dancers, and the people that won was Scott Thornton.
Oh.
And Emmanuel Vore, and they do the ones, they just do all the big lifts and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So for the live show, the fans loved that we do all the dance. We do lifts and stuff. We do all the dancing and fast stuff, all that stuff, which I like doing. And I'm not the strongest guy. But on the TV, it was more of a wow factor when you see guys doing the big lift.
Sure.
So then the judges, we won most of the weeks, a lot of the weeks live. But then also to go by the fans have to vote in.
Right.
So a lot of times we were in middle of the pack, or the odd time we were the last 2. So if you're the bottom 2 scores from the fan voting, you have to have a skate off.
Oh.
And then in the skate off, it goes back to the main judges that are live, and we knew that we were the best team when it comes to skating, that we were going to win the live judging anyways.
Right.
It was just a pain that we had to do an extra skate, but we
Just,
lost to semifinals. It was all right.
Just too, Tom is making fun of me because I was on Survivor. I got voted off 5th overall out of 20 people out there, so he thinks
50 voted off 5th.
right. Well, yeah. 5th.
So you won 5 weeks.
It's 5 weeks, yes. Yeah.
So
Tom was sitting on the couch.
if you want to binge it,
Longer than you, Tom. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
true. No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, sitting on the couch.
Went to the bathroom in the toilet.
You're cursing the whole time. I didn't vote
Oh yeah.
right away.
He didn't know me then. Yeah, you were probably like laughing at me, weren't you?
Absolutely. Who's this white rock imitator?
My sons, we had 2 sons with 32 and 29. So we were watching the opening night, and all their buddies were like, you're walking around in your underwear on the beaches there, and all his buddies were sending messages like, "Tell your father to put a sock in that. It's got to get bigger."
Dude, man, you gotta promote yourself.
I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking of that.
Fairness to Tom,
2 socks.
Yes.
in fairness to Tom, it's very cold in Fiji.
Oh God.
But Tom, listen, you packed that thing with a couple socks. You might have went more. You might have went a couple more weeks.
They actually have websites where the women and men judge the penis size of the contestants on the show. They both comment.
I'm out.
I know, yeah. I'm like a tuna can.
I said, I'm hung like a button on a fur coat.
Oh, that's funny. I think they like in Canada we don't have big ones. I think it's a Canadian thing to have small.
No, I got a little guy, but I'll give you 110% of it.
Yeah, exactly.
This took a turn.
Oh God, that's funny. I was going to tell my Goldie Hawn story, but I told that.
No, let's hear it.
So we're now in LA there. Wayne Gretzky obviously shows up. So now all the movie stars are coming in the locker room after the game, men and women. So Goldie Hawn's in there with Kurt Russell. And I'd love to tell you that she was staring at me. She was not. She just looked around the room. So, I got to get undressed. So I dropped my gear. And as she's looking around the room, she just looks at me at that, like half a second. She looked at me. I'm thinking to myself, God, I hope it's not cold in here.
I go, I don't. Shrinkage.
For people under 40, Goldie Hawn is Kate Hudson's mother.
That's right. Yeah, that's her.
I know, exactly. I remember we were there. I was in Dallas, and they're big. I think Madonna was talking. He was talking to Kurt quite a bit, and she was there, and she looked great. I mean,
Yeah.
they both look great. And then,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
of
do.
course,
All right. So you're growing up in Mississauga. You're a good hockey player. Just played like all the way travel teams and everything all the way up.
I played with I started off with the Marlies,
Mhm.
and then I went with the young Nats, the Nats, and then from there it was good. We had good teams. It was always good competitive against those 2 teams, and it just it was very getting drafted the Ottawa 67 was great for me. Plus you remember Brian Kilray?
Yeah, that's right. Great.
Well, him and Pat Burns were probably my 2 favorite coaches ever.
Oh, okay.
Well, because of the style of I was,
Yeah.
right? I was that up and down winger. I loved hitting. I didn't mind fighting. So I fit their mold of how they like coaching.
Sure.
For me, so that was always a big plus for me. But yeah, growing up in Toronto is and you know how it is. It's like it's a big pond with a lot of fish.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you have to battle it out. You have to be good, obviously, but you have to really work at it because there's such a big pool of players that come out.
Yeah. No, we were playing Ottawa then. Were you believing that you could play in the National Hockey League?
I had an agent. I had an agent when I was 13.
Oh, you did? Who'd you?
And he started. When they started noticing me there, I said, "Well, they have a good opportunity here." But my dad always kept me grounded. Like, you've done nothing. You need to listen. You just need to work. Don't even worry about this whole agent stuff. You're not going anywhere with his agent. You're not doing anything yet. You just need to keep working every day. And then obviously it got to a point where he was a young agent at the time. His name was Eugene McBurney.
Oh,
and when things started really going, and then with the draft, he passed me on to Pat Morris with the Donnie Meaden's agency. So that's where I kind of really knew, things were going to work well for me.
And then drafted by the Devils, obviously?
No, I was drafted by the Leafs.
Oh, you were? I didn't know that.
That's why you weren't his agent, Tom.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was drafted by.
I was drafted by the Leafs in 1992. Yeah, first round.
Oh, you were first round? Well,
by the Leafs. It was one of those things where I remember in the draft, you do all the interview process and stuff. It came down where I was ranked that year. I was ranked 13th, and the Leafs were picking 8th, and they went with a guy by the name of Brandon Convery.
Yeah, sure.
See, they went with Brandon Convery. He was ranked 5th.
Wasn't his father the big rich guy from out west or something like that? Is that the guy I'm thinking about?
No, that's Convery.
Oh my God, Convery.
Right, Convery. Yeah. He owned Brick.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
No, this is Brandon Convery. Brandon Convery played I think he maybe played 40 games. I don't know, NHL. But he was ranked 5th. I was ranked 13th, and the Leafs were picking 8th. They went with they always go with the higher ranked player.
Sure.
So they picked him, and then the rumor was we talked about they actually really wanted to draft me. But I guess drafting me at 5 was a little too high. So what ended up happening, they only had the one pick. So when it came down to the 23rd pick, it was Washington. They traded with Washington to get back into the first round.
Oh, okay.
So they drafted me again. So it was 2 picks in the first round, and I got traded. I played a year. I went back. I almost made the team that year. That was with Pat Burns and Clark and Gilmore and that. And I was the last cut. They sent me back to junior to Ottawa, where we had a terrible team. And, Brian Kilray, we just weren't good. And so 10 games in or whatever, he traded me within the division to Newmarket, which would have been close to Toronto.
Right.
And so Toronto can see me more. And I had the same about a year I had the year before. I didn't get much better.
Right.
It was kind of frustrating. And so I didn't have quite as good a training camp the next year. And then they sent me to Newfoundland, St. John's for a year, which was great. I didn't
know that. That happens to a lot of guys though. They go into a pro camp and then they come back to junior. It's almost like a little bit of a letdown, right? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was, my fault, and I got a little bit, possibly without really purposely doing it. I probably got a little bit arrogant, a little bit cocky, thinking, well, geez, I almost made the team. And then I come back. I didn't have a bad year, but I didn't progress as best as I should have. Right. But I also believe, honestly, unless you are like the elite players that are, you're not going to see Connor McDavid again for another while.
Yeah, totally.
You're not going to see the Crosbys for a while. I get that. But so in saying that, if you're not those 5-10 guys, I think it's so good to play in the minors for
no kidding.
You got
to turn pro at 18 years old. Everything like the socially, playing in the
that's the biggest thing right there. It's not only to learn how to be a pro on the ice. You got to learn how to be a pro off the ice.
Yeah, totally.
Handle yourself at the bar. I understand some of these people. You meet families and they bring you in and have dinners and stuff. It was so great. That was more important to me. Especially when I got to be. Then when I got traded to Dallas, I'm with a lot of older professional guys, a lot of guys from Montreal, the Keens, the Carbonos, the Hulls, Belfours, all these guys, the Reeds. And I was, I knew how to handle myself when you got such a veteran team, because I think being on the road and being in the minors, it grooms you that way.
Well, Grant, let's go back a bit, because you're drafted by your hometown team. Like, what kind of pressure is that on you at that time, at 18?
It was, I didn't really feel it that much, but I also knew that, the Leafs are, they're like God, right? It's like, see all the Canadian teams and you're from that hometown. It was huge. Funny, when I got traded, I found out going to the gym on the fan, on the radio, that the Leafs have traded me to Dallas. And I'm like, then I called my agent. He goes, yeah, I just found out myself. I'm like, I just found out on the radio.
Wow.
But
that's odd. Usually the team calls you before that gets out like that, right?
They did, and they did.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one. It didn't. I got home, and I finally, my agent talked to them, and then the funny thing was, I got a call from Bob Gayton.
Oh, and so Bob Gayton's the GM in Dallas at the time, right?
Right.
Right.
So how would you think think of you being me in the living room, getting a call from Bob Gainey. This is what he says. And it was great. I love, like, he's a phenomenal, brilliant man. But my first conversation, he goes, Grant, just want to let you know, we traded for you. We're excited that we have you. I got to be honest, I've never seen you play. I'm like,
that's honest.
Mom, not making the team next year.
Oh, my God.
You know that right now.
That's funny. Most GMs would not admit that.
I had a good training camp and at a year in the minors.
So Toronto ultimately called you, right?
They did, but it was really brief. It was more through my agent, but I did talk to them briefly. But you know what? I'm glad that I got out of there. Being young, being Toronto.
Yeah.
I think I would have wanted, if I wanted to play in Toronto, it would have been near the end of my career.
Right.
This was good to get away from home. Like, gets back to what I was saying, right? Playing in the minors, learning how to be a pro, learning how to live on your own. I did that when I was playing junior a bit, but it's not the same. You're a pro, you get your apartment, you do all that. It was just so much better being away.
Right. And with Dallas, you played another year in the minors before you made it up?
I played another year in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo, Western Michigan Universe. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The hard part, I think, for me, I don't mind going back a little bit again with Toronto. So I grew up in minor hockey playing a lot, playing defense.
Oh, I didn't know.
And yeah, I love defense, and I was more that offensive defenseman. And then when it came, as I got to progress more in minor hockey, I was a winger. I got drafted to Ottawa as a right winger, but I always played in the point in the power play. So I had that versatility of both going back and forth, which I think really, really helped me.
Yeah.
But when I came to Toronto and in the training camp, I was a forward, and I had great success at my first training camp. Like I said, I did the team, but I was young. Then I came back and didn't have quite camps. I'm in Newfoundland, in St. John's, and they developed me as a right winger. We have so many guys hurt on defense. The whole first half of the Christmas time, they asked me to play defense.
Oh,
which basically was fine because I had that knowledge of how to play defense.
Yeah,
but it stunted my growth as a forward. That they perceived me to be for the future for the team. So I think that kind of hurt me a bit, and I played well, but I was more defense. And then they traded me because they felt like they had a better offer down the road, which backfired in the end on them. But thank God for Dallas. But I got traded. It was that deal where Mike Craig. Remember Mike Craig?
Yeah, sure.
He was the right winger, and I guess he had a hot year or whatever. So they traded Peter Zezel.
Oh yeah.
For Mike Craig, and it had to be a first rounder. Well, remember I said we had the 2 first rounders. It was Brandon Convery and me.
Right.
And it went to an arbitrator, I think it was, and the arbitrator said, well, Brandon Convery's a higher pick. That's too much compensation to give. So we're going to give you the second pick, which was me. So I was in that deal. That's how it worked out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
yeah, for Mike Craig, and Mike Craig didn't do anything. I think in the end.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you played the year of the minors in Kalamazoo. Then next year you come up to training camp and make the team.
I did. Yeah. Ken Hitchcock was my coach in Kalamazoo.
How'd you like him?
Ken Hitchcock was the coach. So he is passionate, gets the game.
Yeah.
I felt for me, he was more all about the higher profile players. Like, he was so worried to lose their respect and their whatever it is. But we're the meat and potatoes of the team as well, right?
Totally.
So I remember a young guy, and with me in Kalamazoo, and we're all now the next year we're up in, because Hitchcock was our coach, we're up in going into play for Dallas, and he's like, well, coach knows us. I'm like, this is going to be tough on us. See why? And I played all the time. I played almost every game, but he was always riding me. I had no problem being ridden. You can yell at me, you can do all that stuff, but do it in the right way. Like, I'm fighting, I'm doing all these things. Acknowledge the fact that I'm trying to be the best team guy going.
Right.
But because it's easy to get on me, the third, fourth line guy, like you've been one of those things with calling you in once a week saying, yeah, I need more from you. I go, you're playing me 9 minutes. And I'm fighting the big guys. I go, would you say that to Madonna? No. Which I get. So we always butted heads quite a bit.
Oh,
I respected him. I respect him as a coach, very, very good coach, but he just got to the point where, and I'm giving you guys a lot, and I can do more. If you want me to do more, I'll try my best, but you got to stop riding me for things that aren't valid.
Yeah, I almost felt like, I don't even know the man, but the players when I was in the agent business that played for him, I got the feeling he's a little bit of a phony, that it was like he's putting on a show for the media more than he is like, like you said, he knew the game. Yeah.
I could see that. I just think I just think at the point where something just was being a dick.
Yeah.
Like, we had the best team. Like we were pretty unstoppable.
Right.
But he got so rattled a lot.
Did Hull ever stick up for you, Grant? Because I know he would go and pitch quite a bit.
He stuck up. He's everyone. The best leaders. For me was Mike Keane.
Oh yeah, I like him. Yeah.
He stuck up. He stuck up for me. He stuck up for a lot of guys.
So he went at Hitchcock to stick up for you guys?
Oh yeah, I remember one time saying, "We fucking leave him alone. God, he's doing everything. Stop."
He really said that to him. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. It was
wow.
Mike Keane was probably Brian Screwlin. Those two guys.
Yeah.
They were not Guy Carbonneau. Those three Montreal guys. Right. I'll tell you two funny stories.
Good. Let's go.
You don't mind. One was, I remember Hitcher come in. We were playing really well, and he came into practice in the locker room. And so Brett Hull, myself, Madonna, and Carbonneau, we always golfed together. That was a group. Brett was my partner all the time. But anyways, Hitcher comes in and goes, "All right, boys, listen, we're not going to go long. We're only going 30 minutes in practice today. Get a good skate in. That's all we're doing, 30 minutes. Okay, so get on the ice. We're skating around, doing some drills. 30 minutes comes in. He calls us in. He goes, guys, I want to do some more. We got to get some more. I'm not happy with some of the things. So I want to do work on a whatever it was, like a down low or something. All of a sudden, Hull and Medalla start skating off. and we're in the corner, right? We're in the center ice. He goes, where are you guys going? Oh, he goes, looks at us, goes, you said 30 minutes. I got a tea time. 30 minutes. I'm off. All right. So I'm one of the young guys, graduate guys starting going off. I'm like, but I can't be the first going off with these guys. So I just waited. We all came off the ice and the practice was over.
Oh, he never said Hitchcock didn't say anything else?
Got home.
That's classic. That's a great story.
And then another time, we were in LA and we just had like 11, 12 game win. We were playing phenomenal. We weren't losing. Well, like the 12th game, whatever, we lost the game. So now we're in LA that night, and then the next day, we're not supposed to have a practice. Well, Hitchcock's livid that we lost this game. Guy Carbonneau on the bus was like, being French, like goes, Marshy, he goes, we win like 11 in a row, we lose the 12th game, and he's all over us. He goes, what do you think it's going to be, a Picasso every night? And I went, a Picasso?
Picasso.
What's Picasso? He goes, the painter. I go,
Picasso.
I go, I guess. Oh. I love it. No, Guy, you're right. But this is what he was. So then we get then the next day, we're supposed to have no skate. Hitchcock goes, you guys are skating. So all of a sudden, Mike Keane goes, "Bye, screw you." So Hitchcock is riding the bike, the stationary bike. And
now remember, Hitchcock is about 300 pounds, too.
He was a big boy, yeah.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, all right, fine, we're all going on the ice. But Mike Keane puts on Hitchcock's coach's uniform, the whole coach's uniform, whistle, everything, skates on the ice. We're already on the ice, and here he comes, and I don't know if you ever hear kids talk, but he's
yeah.
All of a sudden, you hear Mike Keane, and this over going, hurry up, guys, skate. And he talks on the bike.
Oh, that's classic. Oh,
this is unreal right now.
Yeah,
it was Mike Keane.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I liked him before. I liked him before as a player, but hearing those stories even more so now. Yeah,
Hitchcock. I'm telling you. We were in the locker room. Not the locker room. Hitchcock come in. Mike Keane and I are standing in the locker room. Madonna's kind of with us. Hitchcock walks in and goes, hey, Mo, how are you? Keane goes, oh, we're okay, too. That's thanks. Then I said hi to you. Keane went up to him, grabbed him, pretending he was going to wrestle, and wrestled him to the ground. I'm going to get you.
I could just see that because, again, Hitchcock's this big man. Oh, God, fantastic.
Honestly, the best leader I've ever played with.
Wow, that is good. Wow, he's a hard-nosed player, too. He's a good player.
Oh, yeah. He never drafted.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Never drafted, won 3 cups.
Wow. So how many years were you in Dallas total?
I was there, going on almost 7 years, 6.5, 7 years. I was there I got traded in 2001 to Columbus.
Oh, I didn't know Columbus. Wow.
We got to talk about 99, though.
Yeah, so you won a cup.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, we had a great team. Yeah. We were good.
That was Brett. Was that against Buffalo? Was that against Buffalo you won?
We beat Buffalo, yeah. And
that's where Brett Hull had his toe in the crease there.
That's right. Everyone was bitches about it. I'm like, guys, stop. I go, well, but I also did remember saying to people, I go, listen, if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be bitching.
Yeah.
We're so brainwashed because of the league saying, you're in the crease, no goal, no goal, no goal. Well, really, the rule is if you are in the crease without impeding anything,
right,
and you have possession of the puck, you're good.
Yeah.
But that play hardly ever happened.
Yeah.
It just so happened that was the worst time.
Right.
So it's a bad time, tough way to win, tough way to lose.
Right.
Well,
So growing up as a kid in Canada, dreaming of playing in the National Hockey League, winning the Cup. I never won the Cup. So how'd that feel when you won?
it was massive because we can backtrack again. I don't know if you know about my major injury that I had.
No.
So my first year junior, I broke my neck playing hockey.
Whoa.
I did know that.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so that kind of gets segue into the whole mindset of playing. Yeah, when I was my first year playing in Ottawa,
right?
I was playing in Sudbury against Sudbury, and I went back for the puck, and then I got hit from behind, and I went headfirst in the boards, and I was my spine was bruised. I was paralyzed for a few minutes on the ice.
Oh, you had to be scared to death, right? That's
and I was cautious the whole time. Yeah, I was frightened, and I mean they carried me off the ice like they didn't put me in a stretcher. It was a shit show.
Oh, really? So you were paralyzed on the ice, and they didn't take you out in a stretcher. Wow.
No, I'll even take it to another more for you. I'm conscious the whole time. They take my helmet off. They ask how I'm doing. I'm going because now at first I couldn't have any feeling. Then I gained feeling, and you feel like you just got your head kicked in. You know, you're just so tired. Two guys picked me up, carried me off the ice. My arms are over the shoulders. My legs are dragging.
Jeez.
I'm sitting in my stall. Okay, in my stall, not knowing I broke my neck, and I'm going.
Oh, so you're spinning your head around.
I'm going, my neck, I'm just sore. Not knowing. So they put me on the table. Their doctor, we're on the road, mind you. Grab my neck. He goes, I don't know. I can't tell much. But I go, we should get an X-ray just in case. And if ever they said, should we call a cab? I said, no, we'll gotta get an ambulance. So the thing was, my parents, they went to every junior game I played except for that game because it was this bad blizzard.
Right.
So I overheard the doctors. They put me in a C-clamp, and I overheard them saying that I fractured my fourth vertebrae. I blew up my fifth vertebrae, and I fractured my sixth vertebrae.
Wow.
So I was in tears hearing that. My sister and my dad had to make the trip again anyways because I'm there. They ended up, what happened was they put a halo on me. I had to get air ambulance back to Toronto where I had a 7-hour operation.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, and the thing was that, the big part of the story was the doctors were telling my mom that my surgery, everything went well. All's going to be good. I'll be able to live a normal life. I'll be able to play some sports, but in his professional opinion, I'll never be able to play hockey ever again.
Wow.
So the doctor said, my mom said, you go tell Grant the same thing that you just told me. So I remember this, and the doctor came in, said the exact same thing. Goes, Grant, you're going to be living a normal life, do all the things 16-year-old kids do. You'll even be able to play some sports, but I don't think you'll ever be able to play, unfortunately, hockey ever again. So I said to him, okay. I said, I respect your opinion. I remember this. I said, but I go, you just said I'm going to live a normal life. You just said I'm going to be able to play some sports. Hockey's a sport like any other sport.
Sure.
I don't see why I can't play hockey. He said, well, that's just my professional opinion.
Yeah.
And I 4 months later, I ended up playing in the playoffs against Eric Lindros. So
did you have to wear a special brace or anything?
I had to wear, not when I played, no.
Wow.
No, take that, doctor.
My first shift, my first shift,
what?
I had to get a doctor's note to be allowed to play because Brian Kilroy goes, I'm putting you on the ice. You're too important no matter what. I go, I can play.
Wow. And
because I was playing in the wintertime while the guys were on the road, I had a halo on in Ottawa. After school, I'd go on the ponds and play hockey in the pond. Like an idiot.
With the bird cage on your head?
With a bird, yeah, it's SpongeBob. I was an idiot. So then I got the doctor's note. I get to play. We're in Oshawa. First game against was like the sixth game, whatever, against Lindros and Oshawa. First shift, I beeline and run right out of Eric. I just ran him as hard as I can. I did a 180 face plant. He just stood there, looked at me. But you know what? Fall off the horse, you got to get.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, wow. So has it ever bothered you since?
I knew right then I'm going to be fine.
Has it ever bothered you since?
My neck hurts every day.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
But I mean, it's like I'm used to it. It just aches. It aches.
Right. When you had your first day with the cup, did you take it back to that doctor's office?
Yeah. I didn't know. Well, funny was the guy that did the surgery on me was a well-known doctor. He wasn't the one that told me that. It was just the other guy that looked after you after that.
Right.
Was the one that said it. And I respect that. Listen, I get it.
Yeah, sure.
He wasn't an athlete. He wasn't a hockey player. I don't think much. So I get it. I told you, the other part of you, the chance of me going in that same situation, we didn't going to happen again. I got hit from behind. A guy was dirty on me. The way it was. But no, it was. But getting, you fast forward to, winning the cup and
Sure.
the feelings, all this
Yeah.
into my head, thinking, you know what, I just want to get drafted.
Wow.
I was when I got hurt that year in Ottawa when I broke my neck. It was, remember, there's rules that you can only get drafted in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So Boston, I had to, Detroit brought me in to do an interview with them because they were thinking of drafting me in the 3rd round.
Right.
And I told my agent, I said, no, I don't want to go in the 3rd round. I'm not going. I go, I want to come back and have a full year in junior, and I want to go in the first round.
Sure.
And that's what happened.
Well, that's a great story. I didn't know that. I heard that you hurt your neck, but I didn't know it was that kind of
Yeah, very,
Wow.
very fortunate.
So when you win the cup, then you're thinking to yourself, look, you go back on that journey and recovering from that with the doctor
Exactly.
said, all those things. Well,
Exactly. That's what it was. It was just one of those things. My family, everything from my mom and dad and what they did, and my sister, and it was just, so that came into it. That was that just
that's cool.
solidified it for me. Everything else was kind of great.
Yeah, very cool. So then you get traded to New Jersey. Who'd you get traded for?
Well, from Columbus,
Columbus. I forgot about Columbus. Yes.
Yeah, so in Columbus, I love playing in Columbus. We had a horrible team, but I love playing in Columbus. I got traded deadline at I remember we were in Carolina for a game, and that afternoon having a pregame meal, and there was rumors at the deadline that I was going to go to either Ottawa or Tampa.
Oh.
So whatever, I'm going anywhere. I just want to play hockey. It didn't matter to me. But I didn't want to get traded. But I also didn't want to get traded. I knew we were one of the worst teams in the league, but I'm like, I'm loyal. I want to stay here. Blah blah blah. My oldest daughter was born there. Fine. I don't need to get traded, but whatever. It is what it is. So the PR guy tapped me on the shoulder, and I looked down and I go, "Where am I going?" And he goes, Doug McLean wants to call you. So I knew when I called him. He goes, "Listen, we just traded New Jersey." And I remember going, "New Jersey?"
Wow.
He goes, "Yeah, Lou really wants you. You've won a cup already, and he likes what you bring to the table. And he thinks you're one of the pieces that they're missing, that you could help with them." And I said, "All right." And I think I got traded for, I can't remember. I think it was like a 3rd rounder, but then if I played most of the playoff games, that bumped up to a 3rd rounder or something like that. And I played every game, which is.
So what happened to Dallas that got you traded?
So this is a funny story, kind of. I kind of facilitated. I kind of wanted.
Oh, okay.
In part because I was tired of Hitch.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I needed to break away from that. I won a cup that I played a lot. I loved Dallas. I love the city. I still love the city and the fans.
Yeah, it's a good city.
I was tired. I'm like, I'm not having fun. Right. I'm doing everything I can with the team, and the teammates are amazing, but I just don't feel like I'm being respected what I can do.
Sure.
So that summer before I got traded, my agent, Pat Morris, but the main guy, remember Don Meehan?
Yep, sure.
He was turning 50 at the time, so he flew 113 of us to Scotland and Ireland for a
I remember that. They had some general managers too, right?
Bob Gainey, Bob Clark.
I remember people were all upset about that because that's kind of a conflict, right? You're flying, like you're supposed to be doing business with those guys, and then you're flying them over to Scotland. I remember. Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so much fun.
Right.
And I remember after playing around, we were at the old course, and there's the bar called Jilly's. And I remember talking to Bob Strum, who was one of the heads for Columbus at the time.
Yeah.
You know him? Do you remember him?
Yep, I've done business with him when he was in Vegas in the international.
Called
league.
him.
Yep. Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Talking to him, and he was talking. His Doug McLean was from PEI. I lived in PEI at the time with my first wife, so he knew who I was. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I go, listen, I would have no problem getting out of Dallas. I want to bring I think you take my career to another level. And he goes, well, I know Doug likes you. I go, well, I'll tell you right now, you work your trade, and I'll go to Columbus. You let me know. I'll go tomorrow. I would love to go there. He goes, really? I go, absolutely. Because I also knew that, I'd be one of the older players, one of the top players on the team at the time. I said, I want to go. I'm telling him. He goes, let me talk. So I guess he talked to him with thinking. I lived in PEI, so Doug was there. So I got like a phone call. I was playing on the golf course. I got a phone call saying that Dallas is going to trade you to Columbus.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
Good job.
yeah, worked it out.
Wow, good job. You did that.
I worked it out. And I played almost 2 years there, and I got traded the deadline to then I got traded the deadline to New Jersey.
So was Jersey a good team at that point when you got traded?
Yeah,
they were good. They're real good.
we were. Yeah, that's why I think did they need me? Well, I was impactful. I did well.
Yeah,
scoring and I helped out, but they were legit. They were first place.
Yeah.
But Lou is one of those guys. Like Lou is the best. Like,
yeah, if you're one of his guys, right? You're part of the family. If you're one of his guys, right?
I could text him. You always text back. He's in Long Island. He is like, love him. Like he is, and F around with him.
Yeah.
But if you're loyal
Right.
and you do things the right way, even if you make mistakes and you own it,
Yeah.
he'll die for you. He's the best.
Yeah. How many years were you there?
So I got traded in 03 and then I retired in 08. But I finished in the minors. It was speaking of how much I love Lou. It was my last year and a bit I going to training camp, but because of salaries and certain things, he wanted to get some of the young guys in. So then David Clarkson ended up taking my job.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I knew if I went to the minors, I wasn't coming back.
Right.
And that's just how it was with we worked. So Lou said, listen, I got something we got to do. And I'm like, all right. And then I had a good year in the minors. I was more of a mentor. They treated me well. I worked my butt off. I did what I could do. I'm still playing hockey. I'm still making money. I'm still doing more than what other people ever would do. So I'm very lucky. And I remember having a good year. And I at the end of the season, I went in and talked to Lou, and he goes, "Listen, I'm really proud of you for what you did, the attitude that you showed being down there. I know it was hard." He goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I want to play another. I want to play another year, but I think I can make the team here. I want an opportunity." He goes, "I absolutely agree with you. We'll sign you again, and you come to camp, and you give it, and you have a shot. You always have a shot with me."
Who's coaching at that time?
I had Claude Julien.
Oh,
Claude Julien.
Yep.
So get this. I'm in Lou's office. We just had that conversation, right? And I love him. I do love the man. So after he says all that stuff, you come back and you work and, we'll see how things work out. But yes, right after that, I go, "Oh, how's one of our coaches?" I go, "How is he doing?" I know his health wasn't doing very good. He goes, "Oh, let's give him a call." I go, "Okay." So he calls me. He goes, "Yeah, I'm with Marshy. So listen, he's gonna come back one more year. He can go back down to the minors, have another good year with the boys and work with the young kids." So I'm like,
oh God, that's funny.
So I went down there with my guy. I in my mind, I was thinking this was my last year. I didn't want to play in the minors anymore with the so I was kind of work my butt off there. But I also knew, I told Lou, "Listen, when I'm done, I want to come back. I want to work for the organization and with the alumni." And he goes, "Sold. That's good. Whenever you want to do that, you let me know." So I knew at the end of the year I was going to come work.
Right. And you won the cup one more year there in New Jersey too, right?
I won 3 with Jersey. Yeah, the year I got hit from Columbus at the deadline.
Wow.
That's the year I won the cup. It was great. I came here. I was playing on Gomez's LAS line.
Oh,
it was awesome. Yeah, great.
How was the reaction to you guys when Brodeur didn't get the Conn Smythe? Did you think he got robbed?
Well, in the moment, you always kind of think you're always gonna pump your own teammate.
Sure.
But we were such a team that was so driven with our focus is that big cup.
Sure.
And Marty was our best leader along with Stevens. He was like, "Gare can win that trophy, but we won the real trophy."
Well, that's right.
Now, deep down, was he probably pissed?
Yes. Yeah.
But he says all the right things. He always says the right things. He's the greatest goal I ever played with. And at the end of the day, we're like, would you rather raise the cup or raise the best, best trophy?
Right.
No brainer, right?
He's a great guy, Brodeur too. He doesn't know me that well, but whenever he sees me, "Hey, Tommy, how you doing?" Yeah.
He's the best. Yeah. He's such he's doing a great job for the team, being higher up in the office now. But he's everyone said, "Well, I play with a Hall of Famer in Belfort, and then we play against Watt. Remember Watt? As good as they are, I go, but Brodeur's better. Why? Well, one, he got all the records, but I said 2. As good as Belfort was, and he was a great practice player and all that stuff, Marty was the best practice goal I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
He worked. I mean, he cared about his craft. He hated getting scored on,
right.
But it was in a playful way. Like, he always wanted to say everything. He had fun, and he did it just to make himself better.
Sure. So then you played those years, two years in the minors in total then?
So I played almost 2 years in the minors in the beginning of my career, and then 2 at the end of it, and then I ended up working with the alumni.
Good. So you knew at that point it was done. You got your fill.
I did. I made the decision. I want to spend more time with my kids.
Sure.
My body was okay. I think I could have played another couple of years, and I mentally, passively wanted to play, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah. You know how things work and how up and down. You never know what's going to happen. I don't want to be running around all over the place. I want stability, and this is the best way to have it.
Right.
Yeah, and you had the job waiting for you.
And I did. I knew I was kind of going to be able to work with the alumni and be able to be a part of the organization, which I still am, and to be a part of the game, which I love, and just do it in a more low-key fashion.
Right. So a lot of guys have some troubles leaving the game. It seems like you're fine. You transitioned fine. Yeah.
I mean, everyone asks, did you miss the game? I'm like, yes and no.
Yeah.
No, in regards to like, my favorite time of the year is the middle of September when I'm on my chair having a coffee, watching TV, knowing that they're in training camp.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have to deal with that shit.
Plus, like Tom, you're a reality TV star now too.
That's right too.
Oh, I like the fact that I can relax. But what I do miss, I miss the playoffs. And I miss being with the boys.
Any regrets at all?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you do. Yeah,
No,
you've lived a full life. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I'm still living it, still enjoying it. No, did I make mistakes? I'm making a mistake every day. I'll probably make a mistake when I get off this phone. I can't just keep living on the regrets. Then you're really wasting your time.
totally. Yeah, and anything you did wrong makes you who you are today too, right? You really love who you are today.
I'm human. I'm still going to screw up.
Yeah.
My wife keeps me in order. My kids keep me in order.
I think that's the key thing. It's like you don't want to live a life where you're not making mistakes. You're not trying anything.
I teach it privately sometimes on the ice as well on the side. I'm like, failure is a good thing.
Oh yeah,
Failure becomes permanent if you don't keep working at it.
yeah, totally.
Right?
Yeah, it's what you do. It's what you do after you fail at something, right? It's like you got to get up and go harder. Yeah,
It's
just like
better
you did.
You'll learn more by making the mistake than when you're doing something good. Because people will say, I want to work on this. What are you good at? I'm good at that. Well, why would you want to work on that? Let's work on the stuff that you're also good at.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, very true. Very true.
It makes sense, right?
Well, I got to tell you, I've always admired you from afar as a player. I've got to know you now as a person. I knew you a little bit before we played the charity game, but I really admire the way you picked up your wife too by putting your face right on her butt there on national television. That was a good move.
Canadian national.
Tom, I'll send you the picture of it.
Good. I want to see that. That's good.
Bit it right in the ass. I'll send you that. I'll send you the video of her lifting me, and and then you screenshot.
Perfect. Okay. Listen, thank you very much for being on the show. I really admire you a lot as a person now that I've met you and as a player for sure. So again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much. Good luck with everything.
Pleasure. Talk to you. Bye.
Graham Marshall, incredible. I mean, first of all, to break your neck at 16 and then tell the doctor, no, you're wrong, I'm going to play again.
That was pretty special. Yeah, he'll tell us some great stories. He's a funny guy. I've met him before at charity events and everything, but he was great telling us stories. One about meeting his wife on it. Yeah, good blades.
Somehow I knew you could bring that one up.
That was a good one. Good show. All right, Grasshoppers, thank you for listening. We had a fantastic show. We'll see you next time.